Hey, what's up guys? This is Jason with Samus Prime, and I am back with another video, man. I've been feeling kind of bad, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't been pumping out the content like I was before. I know on the original channel, I had a lot of content. I started out with building out that channel and just creating Let's Plays, and a lot of them I didn't even do commentary. And I did a survey not too long ago. People said they wanted to see more commentary on my Let's Play. So that's been something that I've been wanting to do, and that's kind of held me up, because when I am able to do just gameplay, it's just, it's easier when you can just play through a game, record it, and upload it. When you really gotta talk over it, I want to bring relevant topics, and I want to talk about things with the project. And so, it takes time to do that. And so it's taken me a while to get to this point, but I'm glad that I've finally gotten here to a point where I feel like I'm able to create the content that I want to share with you guys. And I want to get you guys excited about the project and keep you excited about it, because it is coming, but I also want to be honest with some of the pitfalls and some of the challenges we're running into with the project, because it's not an easy undertaking. And so it's just a fun ride, and I want to give you guys more insight into what's going on our end of things behind the project, with Team NPR. So I felt like the best way to do that would be to inject that into these Let's Plays. So that's what I'm going to do. As you see, we're playing through Prime once again. Nothing new. We've all played this game a lot, and we'll keep playing it a lot because it's a great game and we love it. And that's why we're putting so much work into this project, and that's why it's taking so much time. So there's a lot of challenges. There's things that I'd like to let you guys know about, and I think this is a cool way to do it. It's a cool way to create some cool content. You can listen to it and you can watch the gameplay. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to go ahead and play the game and record my audio as I play, like a normal Let's Play. But at the same time, I'm going to inject my thoughts. I'm going to inject pieces of audio that I'm going to do with interviews with other members of the team, so that we can discuss things about the project and let you guys know firsthand how the project is going, and why it is taking so long. And in this first video, I just want to talk about that a little bit. As we're here, and as we've seen this part of the game over and over, it has progressed. It looks greater. It looks great. There's things that we've added just over the past few months that we didn't have before, like the HD light maps and stuff like that. So it's really cool. And I got to give a shout out to the creators of Erde. They're the ones who created the engine and recreated this engine that allowed us to get these light maps in, and it really adds a lot to the game. It adds a lot. For one, it makes the shadows look a lot better, but at the same time, it really gives the game a different feel. And man, I just can't wait till you guys can play this. And so that's been one of the holdups, and honestly, one of the biggest challenges is kind of pacing ourselves, because I think months went by where this is all we were doing. We were working on this project nonstop, and I can say that for each one of us on the team. We were all working so hard, and it can burn you out. So one of the things that you got to learn as you do this for the first time, because none of us are game developers, some of us are educated and work in that field, but at the same time, I don't think any of us have done this on that level yet, and so it's a learning process. So really, for me personally, one of the challenges has been just trying to keep the project going in the right direction, trying to keep it in order, creating a workflow. Glitch, Ray 3D, and myself have been working extensively on that, and we did that for a long time. And then another challenge we ran into was just, manpower, having enough texture artists and creators that have, wanted to work on this project. So I've been really trying to reach out and get more people involved. At the same time, you can only do so much, and so that can kind of take a little wind out of your sails if you're not getting enough help. You feel I worked on this project by myself for a year. It was difficult, because I didn't have a lot of information, a lot of stuff I had to just teach myself and look up and find what I could. When I really opened it up and we started getting other people involved, though, they all started teaching me so much, man. I really just got to give props to every member of this team, because they're all very talented. At the same time, there's only a few of us, and there's only so much that each of us can do individually. When you factor in that we all have lives, we all have to do what we have to do in our real lives. So time is just such a essential and, precious resource. It's a lesson that I've learned more so as I've gotten older, and there's only so much time available to each of us individually. So at the same time, I don't think we need this giant team in order to accomplish what we want with this project. I think it just takes time, and a few more heads wouldn't be bad either. So that's one of the challenges as well. Another challenge has been, the texture side of things. If we're gonna touch every single texture in this game, if we're gonna try to recreate every single one, if that is the goal, it is gonna be a long road, especially with who we have now. I mean, if we get to a point where we could even make this like an open source project and we had so many people, submitting work, and we could just say, okay, we like this, or maybe you need to work on this more, or maybe we could take this and work on this more and add it into the game, then that could be, something that makes the project go a lot faster. It's an idea that I had and just something I wanted to put out there. But yeah, it takes a lot of time to create all these textures. The one thing you're going to notice that I decided to do was include high-res textures in this playthrough. So you're going to see a combination of all the work we've done, and then you're going to see some up-res stuff that's just the original textures up-res. Now, some people have problems with that. Some people feel like that might be taking from the game, taking Retro's artwork. But see, I'm in no way claiming I created these textures. Now, there are textures in the game that I have created, and RDM has created, and our other artists have created. And that's the whole point, though. I kind of want to blur the lines where you're like, okay, this looks good. This looks really good. And I think it looks good. And I think you guys will think it looks good. And I want you guys to kind of see it. And that way we can decide on what we're really trying to do with this project, because I want to get it into your guys' hands. At the same time, we got to decide how much of this game we're really trying to recreate. If we're going to recreate the whole thing, like I said, it's going to be a long time. And, we can do it in phases as we have been planning to do, and get you guys out, small parts of the game at a time, and so you can play it. But even that, it's going to take a while. So at the same time, like, I know that's the ultimate goal, and I feel like at the very least I can show you guys where we're going, even if we don't decide to just up-res, because as I said, many feel like that's taking from Retro. I don't see how, because I feel like no matter what, even if you're completely recreating these textures, you're recreating using the original textures as a source, so you're still using that as an inspiration. It's still Metroid Prime, and it's still Retro's work. Ultimately, all we're doing is we're trying to give Metroid fans a slightly improved experience, give us something cool. We've been waiting for Metroid Prime forever. And then there's another challenge, the challenge of losing steam, because sometimes Nintendo sucks. No, seriously, I love Nintendo, man. They're my favorite game developers. Their hardware hasn't always been my favorite, but the Switch is one of my all-time favorite consoles, and I just can't wait to play Prime 4, right? Or even a Metroid Prime remaster, or Trilogy HD, or just a straight port, something. But yet Nintendo continually seems to throw the Metroid franchise under the bus, even though we have had some games, at least. When we got the announcement for Prime 4, we also got Samus Returns, and so that was definitely something, and Samus Returns is a great game in its own right. I don't see why Nintendo couldn't even at least give us Samus Returns in HD on the Switch, but nothing. And it seems like once Metroid Prime 4 was like, we have to start all the way over, 2 years of development just gone, or whatever they kept from that, we don't know. But they're starting over. That took a lot of steam out of the Metroid community's sales. I've seen it, I felt it, and I've seen it, and it can't help but do that. We were so excited for Prime 4. One of the reasons why I haven't had a lot of content, because originally I had a lot of content even covering Prime 4 and ideas for Prime 4. And I put that out there, and it's gone now, but I was thinking about recreating some of that content and just retouching some of those topics and ideas, but I lost a lot of motivation when that happened, I'm not gonna lie. And I think a lot of people in the Metroid community have, because I noticed there were fewer videos from people who create Metroid videos on the regular. Things kind of died down. Some people continually covered, and they were talked about how upset they were, but some of us just didn't. We just kind of just lost steam. We're like, okay, Nintendo, thank you. But at the same time, you know, I was trying to stay positive, and I know that ultimately it's for the best for the game, because retro is amazing, even though they're probably going to have, you know, completely new developers and people and talent working on the game than did originally. It's still going to turn out great, I feel, and I think being in their hands actually made me feel better. But at the same time, you know, it did also let some steam out of myself. And I think the same with E3 passing, yet another E3. Metroid Prime 4 was announced quite a while ago, and we know it started over, so can't expect too much to be shown, but at least some concept art or something would have been nice. But we a lot of times don't get that, and sometimes as Metroid fans, we feel like Nintendo hates us. And so that's just how it is, man. And I know Nintendo has, actually, if you look at it, they've created quite a few Metroid games. If you go over all of them, including the portable games, the smaller games, there are quite a few Metroid games overall. You know, the series has had, you know, just few entries recently. And so, you know, and they can bring a Metroid Prime trilogy to the Switch, and everyone feels like it's gonna come eventually, but the fact that it just hasn't, and it still hasn't, it makes you wonder why. And yeah, it takes steam out of yourselves as a Metroid Prime content creator. I, you know, lose motivation sometimes when things like that happen. So it takes a while to kind of fully process that stuff. But I think with this series too, and with these videos, that's another thing I'm really looking forward to, is sharing my thoughts on Metroid Prime 4. I would like to make videos just covering Metroid Prime 4, and I will eventually, especially once we actually get to see the game. I mean, everyone will, you know, you're gonna see tons of Prime 4 content, and it's gonna be amazing to be a Metroid content creator at that time, especially because it's just gonna be so fun. You're gonna have so much to talk about. Right now, I still have a lot to talk about, you know, and things that I've already talked about, like I said, that I wanna retouch and go over again. But these videos may be a great way to do that, and I wanna do that as well. You know, we'll cover some Metroid Prime 4 topics and stuff for you guys to listen to. You guys are also going to get to see a couple of special textures and things that I've thrown in here that I'm just playing with, and you may never see again. It could also be something that I just randomly give away too, just to, I don't know, just to have some fun. And maybe we could do something cool like that in the Discord if we get to 100 likes on the video. It's just something fun, and maybe something I could just give out on the Discord if we can get 100 likes on this video. So if you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up, and share with the rest of your Metroid loving friends, and be on the lookout for the next video. I'm gonna try to get these out weekly or bi-weekly. We'll see how my schedule works out, but I'll let you guys know in Discord, and I'll try to let you know on Twitter too. I'm not very good with Twitter, but I'll try to put a message out for those of you who follow me there. So thanks again, guys, for all your support, and your love for Metroid, and your love for this project really fuels us and fuels this project. So we really appreciate it, and look forward to more thoughts from me and the rest of Team NPR coming soon.
down your volume, nigga. Man, I don't even. What's this? Game over. Nintendo. Yeah, I gotta turn my shit down a little bit more. Fuck.